Hello!
And welcome to or welcome back to Books and Crannies.
Yeah, I'm Sarah.
I'm Danielle. It's time for a personal read check-in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I had a really good week this week, Danielle.
Did you?
It did.
You did, actually.
I have entirely too much time on my hands this week.
You did. You were working, but not.
Yeah, I was working my second job that consisted of doing absolutely nothing for 4 days.
That would actually drive me insane.
Yeah!
Yeah!
I've had one customer that whole time.
Disgusting.
4 days.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, I had a decent week. I am
That's
just
good.
reading a Chonkin McChonktown USA book.
Yeah, you are.
And so that means I only finished one thing.
Well, sick.
Because, had I not picked Chonker,
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have finished at least another book. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's
fine. But obviously you have to start. Because
Yeah.
I know that you have 3 reviews.
I do.
I have 1.
Oh my goodness.
And I have 2 other books to talk about.
Okay.
So...
Alright, I started a book called The Bone Witch by Chupeco.
Yeah.
I read 56 pages.
Oh my gosh.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but after
The rest of what you read?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you picked up and finished 2 books? Or was it all 3?
It was indeed all 3.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay. So 56 pages.
56 pages, it's good so far. I mean, I'm not super far into it, but it's like a witchy... Main character is a bone witch, so she can like raise people from the dead.
Oh, snap.
And she accidentally raised her brother from the dead.
How do you go about accidentally doing that?
She didn't know that was her power.
Well,
so in this world, like, all of the people have different magical powers.
Yeah.
And they, like, wear these necklaces around their necks. That tell people what kind of powers they have.
Gotcha.
And she didn't know what her power was yet, because she's a child.
Nice. And discovered it by resurrecting a person.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. That would be
So-
a trip and a half.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I like a witchy vibe. I'm excited to hear more about it.
Yeah, and it's a series. This is the first of 3 books.
Shoot, dang,
so
dude.
I'm excited about
I'm
it.
excited for you.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah! Do you have any other currents?
I do. The other one I just started today. It's audio book. It's audio.
It's
an
audio.
audiobook, and it's a graphic audio, which is
Oh.
like fun.
Yeah.
But it's the first book in the Zodiac Academy series.
Dude,
so
that's on my
The
list.
Awakening.
Yeah.
I listened to 27% on the way here, which blew my mind a little bit.
That's fast.
I guess I was also listening to it while I was getting ready, so it was like all morning.
Gotcha. How are you liking it so far?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very young, for sure. I feel like so far anyways. Like, we haven't gotten to any crazy anything yet.
Gotcha.
But it's fun.
I have seen it all over the place. It is definitely on my TBR, the whole freaking series.
Yeah.
So now that I know it's on audiobook, maybe I'll do that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah!
It's interesting, too, because it's like all of these people have powers of some sort, but they're also, like, some of them are vampires, and some of them are, like, shapeshifters, some of them are werewolves.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
to
Yeah.
throw into one book.
But it's fun.
Okay.
I'm liking it so far.
Well, shoot.
I'm liking it more than I expected to.
Well, that's
So,
good. That's what you want.
yeah, because I haven't heard great things about this series.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Well,
what about
super
you?
swell.
What you got in progress right now?
Well, I'm only going to tell you one, and then you have to give me a review.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you the other one.
Okay.
Okay? Because you have too much to talk about.
I have a lot.
So I have to, talk at least a couple times during this check-in. But the first one I'll talk about is my audiobook. I
Okay.
started an audiobook
Great.
after I finished one. And
Great. What's it called? What is it? Who
It's
was it by?
Whoa. It's called The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy.
Okay.
I told you last week that I would listen to a contemporary romance.
You did.
And more specifically, a contemporary sports romance.
Yeah.
And that's exactly this.
Okay.
Both the man and the woman are hockey players.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what's going to happen. I just know that they're like, oh my god, he's hot, she's hot. And now they have a weird deal about each other and they're hanging out.
Great.
And it's fine. I'm 33% of the way through. And it is like easy listening, so I could be doing something and get distracted and come back and have missed nothing.
I love that.
Like, I get the gist. Like, the series of events is there. You know what I mean? But I don't have to listen to all the nonsense about them, like shooting shit and talking about threesomes and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sounds
so far,
quality.
it is really great.
Okay, listen.
Yes.
Full disclosure to all of you people listening or watching. Hi.
Hello.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, and I asked you, are they in college?
Certainly.
When I told you to listen to a contemporary romance, you gotta find one that's adult people.
All right.
And not still children.
You did not specify.
I didn't. That's on me. But for your next one,
yeah,
which I don't imagine will be anytime soon,
we'll
find
see.
one that's adults.
Okay.
All right.
Adults. Yeah, I didn't really read much about the synopsis.
That's fair.
The cover photo, or the cover page, it is a photo because it's not how you look. I was like, this is a fucking sports romance.
Yeah.
I don't even have to ask questions.
I don't even need to know.
I don't even need to know.
That's all I need.
So that's as much as research as I did.
Great.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Well, anyway, what's your first review, Sarah?
I don't know. What do you want to hear about first?
You have several.
I do. I guess I'll just go in order. Actually, no, I'm going to start with the worst one.
Okay. Yeah. Do worst to greatest.
Yeah.
Worst to best?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I listened to The Surrogate Mother by Freida McFadden.
Oh, no.
I had to try a Freida.
You got a Freida! Last week I read The Co-Worker.
Yeah.
So you were like, I gotta know?
I had to know.
Okay. Would you wait it?
I waited it 2 stars.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Tell me why. Give me your review. I need notes.
First of all, this was a really short book. I think the audiobook was 6 hours.
Okay.
Like, it was...
Yeah, The Co-Worker was a little boy, too.
Yeah. I'll start with the good things that I have to say, which is one. I have one thing.
Singular good thing.
The plot moved really quickly, as it has to in a, short book like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I expect in a thriller of any sort. I don't want it to drag on forever. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. It made me want to keep reading.
Yeah.
The writing was not great.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
Yeah.
I was like, I expected much more. And I don't know, maybe her newer books, but The Co-Worker also is a newer book, I feel like.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I couldn't tell you.
I still want to read the friggin' Housemaid and see if it lives up to the hype, because that's the one I hear about the most.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
But anyways, that's not this.
Simple writing. The Co-Worker felt the same way.
Yeah, it was boring. It didn't do anything for me.
Okay.
I like to read big words.
You may not be able to tell from the way we speak to each other, but we like thick, juicy words.
Yeah.
Fair.
But the simple writing made it, not thrilling.
Yeah.
I want a thriller to feel, It was just so basic.
Mm-hmm.
And, the story itself was very predictable. Even just from the title, who's gonna be the bad guy. And
Shocking.
There was nothing that happened at the end that made me oh my god, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
It was so predictable.
That's the worst.
It was really bad.
In a thriller.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
And then the characters in this book, dude.
Yeah.
The characters.
Bad characters?
They were so bad. The husband, very, very unrealistic. I'll just give you... You're never going to read it. It's terrible. Don't ever read it. I'm going to spoil it for you right now. The husband, trusts this woman who, in the beginning, he was so skeptical of. But he trusts her over his wife that he's known for, ever.
Yeah.
And he's known her for a month. 9 months, I guess.
Surrogate mother.
And that just felt really, really unrealistic to me. That's not real life. At all.
No.
Come on.
No. It's not how relationships work.
No. And the wife was just dumb. She ignored every single red flag ever. She was just so focused on, oh, I need a baby and I need it right now, that I don't care who you are and I don't care if you're a psycho and I don't care that you have these random things in common with my husband that are blaring red flags that, tell me everything I need to know. Mm-hmm. I just want you to have my baby. Ugh.
That's smart. Get someone that you know nothing about.
She knows her. That's the other thing, is that... So the lady who offers to be the surrogate for them, she offers after, like, an adoption falls through.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll just carry your baby for you, because she's her assistant at the legal or the freaking whatever she does for her job.
That one.
Yeah. She's her assistant.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll carry a baby for you. And the lady's like, I don't know. And then they drop this whole contract. Like, you'll quit when you start to show, because it'll be really, like, bad for HR because you're my assistant, you can't carry it was so dumb. Yeah. And then the whole time she's like, she's gonna take my baby. I'm like, but you have a fucking contract. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, legally signed contract that you have lawyers look over and shit. Like, just all of it. I hated every second of it.
Well, dang.
Yeah.
That's 2 Freidas that have let us down.
I know, I'm so disappointed.
Freaking Freidas. We gotta try.
Freaking Freidas.
Okay, I think, hear me out.
Yeah.
We should read The Housemaid, the physical Freida.
Yeah.
Together.
We should.
And see how we feel about that.
Certainly.
But it should certainly be the physical one, to see if that helps at all.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did not like the narration of my Freida.
I didn't either. The narrator, I wonder if it was the same lady. She was very monotone, like no emotion at all.
Yeah, it's possible.
And
I bet it might be.
Yeah.
I feel like
it wouldn't surprise me.
Probably assign people similarly if it's a bunch of the same author. But damn, that sucks.
So, Bumtown, USA.
Sorry about that.
It's alright.
You pissed?
A little bit.
At least it was only 6 hours. Well, okay, Freida fans out there, can you tell us the best Freida book?
Yeah, I'm like, did we just pick bad books?
Yeah.
Because I've heard great things about The Coworker, too. So I wonder if...
Who's saying them?
I wonder if it would be better if you were reading it.
Yeah, maybe.
Rather than audioing it.
Alright, friends, this is a poll of the masses.
Yeah.
Do you like Freida McFadden? And if so, what's your favorite book of hers?
Yes.
Did you listen to it or did you read it?
Yeah.
Tell us all those things.
We gotta know.
Yeah, come on.
Alright,
well, anyway. I finished A Woman in Me by Brittney Spears.
Okay.
You know? That one? The Woman in Me, sorry.
How did you rate it?
Well, I gave it a 3, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm hearing.
I feel really weird about rating somebody's life. Like, the 3 is not necessarily about the content. It's her life. She's just telling us about her life.
Sure.
So I feel weird about reading an autobio, I think.
That's fair.
But I gave it a 3-star. The writing wasn't great.
Oh, that's not surprising.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. And it was kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's an autobio thing and I'm just not a fan of them. And I felt like, I know I mentioned this last week, like I'm not trying to be dismissive or shit on her at all, but I felt like so much of it was the same song and dance as most child stars.
Yeah.
Not to diminish any of the things she went through. But it just, I don't know.
Wasn't your cup of tea?
It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't love the narration. The writing was like annoying. It was very conversational and maybe that was intentional. It just didn't hit right for me.
Yeah.
But would say things like, oh my god, dude, and stuff in the middle of stuff. As if she were talking to you telling that story.
Yeah.
That can be fine sometimes. It just wasn't it.
Yeah.
I'd rather you give me like a retelling without putting your own commentary in it. I don't know. It felt like she was writing and then commenting on what she wrote while in the writing.
Yeah, I don't think I would like that very much.
Yeah.
Either.
So that just wasn't my favorite. But again, it's like her story, so I don't want to. It is what it is. It was fine. It was something to listen to. And I don't know, maybe I'll try a different autobiography and see how I feel about it, but
yeah,
it just wasn't it.
I want to tell you to go listen to I'm Glad My Mother Died.
Yeah.
But don't do it.
No?
You should read that one because her voice.
Yeah,
dude.
You mentioned it. It was
so monotone the entire time. I'm like, ugh!
Show us something. Yeah, I don't know, it was fine. It's not the same kind of read, so I don't want to sit here and be like, there was no plot. Well, obviously. The character sucked.
No crazy plot twist? Come on.
No. And it really wasn't. It was just her side of things as far as what we all know about Brittney Spears is concerned. And I feel like the second half of the book was very much justifying everything that she had done, which I can't say whether or not either way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, the shit that she went through was horrendous and like her reactions to it were publicized greatly, and the poor woman was just freaking harassed and terrorized by paparazzi, and like that's terrible. It just very much felt like, I need to get my voice out there and put out my side of the story, and that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'll give her that. If you want to know about Brittney Spears' side of the story, read it. Poor girl.
Yeah.
No, she's alright if she's still even herself.
She's not.
As we said last week. Well, shoot. What's your next review, Sarah?
Alright.
Your second best, but not quite the greatest.
I also read all of, in its entirety, all 304 pages of Starling House by Alix E. Harrow.
Sick. I've seen this round, and I really like the cover.
I do too. That's the only reason I got it.
Same. What'd you rate it? I didn't get it, but that's the reason I would have gotten it if I had.
Yeah.
What did you rate it?
I gave it 3 stars.
Okay, right in the middle?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
A little above, middle.
Review.
Just a little bit.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
A whole 0.5.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, I liked the overall vibe of it. It's like a gothic haunted house, cursed family story.
Okay.
I like that.
House. Yeah.
I like that. It's got a good vibe. I wish I would have saved it and read it at Halloween time.
Damn it. Well, maybe I will.
Okay, and I will say that the best part of this book was the house.
Okay.
The house was my favorite character.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And there's a cat also named Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Or something like that, who was my second favorite character.
Okay, so that's really painting a picture of the characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
If house takes the cake.
Yeah.
But I imagine the house being haunted and otherwise has its own personality.
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
Yeah. I really liked her writing. It was very, poetic and beautiful. Beautiful writing. However, I feel like in the end, it didn't, come together well. You know what I mean?
I do.
The writing was so good throughout the whole book, but at the end, when, everything is over, I was like, ugh.
Didn't give you enough.
With good writing like that, I expect the story to just come together really well at the end, and I just feel like it didn't.
Wrap up in a nice little present.
Yeah. There was also, every so often, footnotes in the book that didn't give anything to the story at all. To me, it was just more distracting than helpful in any way. She could have just included the little facts in the sentence with a comma.
Yeah.
Instead of making me okay, I have to hold my place here and go read this at the bottom of the page and then come back up here and find where I was at. In the middle of sentences, too, it was very distracting.
That's really weird.
Didn't like it.
It just was a fun fact?
Yeah, it would be talk about a specific person in the past or something, and then there would be a footnote saying, this is what happened to this person, and this is what we're talking about in this section, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, just include that up here.
Yeah. Just be
Joe Schmo or whoever who died in this car accident, instead of putting he died in a car accident on this date, and this is what happened at the bottom. Weird. Just include it in the same sentence.
Yeah. A quick little succinct.
Yeah. Instead it's summary. A paragraph at the bottom. I'm I don't need all of that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why?
It caught me off guard. The very first one, I was like, what? And then it just kept happening. There was 30 in the whole book.
That's
and I was
so
weird.
Hey. That's a weird use.
Yeah.
Case.
I've never seen that in a book.
Nonfiction.
In a nonfiction. Yeah.
That's weird. All right.
Or in a
fiction.
I
said it wrong first.
You did. I was like,
yeah,
am I wrong?
No. Yeah, I have not seen that. That's strange.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
And if it's things that add to the story as far as the author's research to add to a story, right. I feel I've normally seen appendices, or glossaries or something with information rather than throwing it at the bottom of pages.
And there was also a bibliography at the end.
Yeah,
citing sources, and I don't understand. I don't get it. I am confused. Is this based on a true story?
Yeah.
I don't actually know, because absolutely not. There's no way that this is based on a true story. There's demons and a gate to hell and shit in this book. What? I'm confused.
Yeah, I feel if she's mentioning specific people from history in it, I guess, and her citations were for her footnotes.
Maybe, but why are you including real people in your fiction book? I don't. I'm confused.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
So.
Feels too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And made it confusing. It took me out of the story a little bit. Not the bibliography at the end, but the footnotes. I saw the bibliography and I was like, ugh, I just can't get attached to these characters
this
anymore.
whole thing.
Also, I have a lot of bad things to say. I almost feel like I should lower my rating a little bit. The romance. So this is like a sort of a dark romance also. Sort of. It's not like dark, but it's got dark vibes. And the romance made absolutely zero sense to me.
Oh?
Didn't make any sense.
Okay.
The main female character went from absolutely hating the main male character, talking about how ugly he is every 2 sentences, straight into, I love him so much that I will die for him. Like, there was no in between.
0 to 100.
Yeah.
Come on. You gotta build up that romance. You can't just create it.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
So...
I would hate that.
Yeah. Also, both of the main characters are adults, like in their late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But they both act like fucking teenagers. And that drives me insane.
That's fair.
So yeah, overall, not my favorite. Not a great book. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot to say there. A
Yeah.
lot to unpack. That's bizarre. I want to read it.
I'm
I'm
you
interested
should.
in
It's
it. And
like,
the cover is pretty.
I have a lot of bad things to say, but I also enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have given it 3 stars if I didn't.
Right.
I just... I don't know.
That's a lot of weird things, though.
Yeah.
Weird notes.
Very strange things.
Okay. Well, dang. I'll read it one day. Let you know how I feel about it.
And maybe you'll like it more than I did. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Although we are the same person, so...
It's true. We just happen to rate things the same without talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, well,
shoot, dang.
what are you reading now?
Well, Sarah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
I started the Priory of the Orange Tree.
I'm also very excited that you started this finally.
Yeah, it's by Samantha Shannon.
Yeah.
I am 310 pages in.
Okay.
It's an 800-page book, 800-page plus. She's a chunky girl.
She's fat.
She's fat.
She's fat.
So many C's. I brought it down. My husband's like, "What in the fuck?" I was like, "Shut up." You know I love a chunky book. But I'm really, really enjoying it so far.
Good.
And I really, really hope that the 500 pages that are left hold up to the first 300.
Yeah.
And what I can say is it's a very thick, epic fantasy that is very dense. I was telling you a little bit earlier, like, nothing really big has happened at all until just now, like 300 pages in. Which I'm okay with, because it's a slow burn. It's you have to build the story from multiple different like kingdoms, and it's across continents, and it's one of them. She's chunky. She's got a lot to say. You have some magic that you don't know much about yet.
Okay.
You've got dragons.
Oh, I'm sold.
You've got queens and kings who are in bitter rivalries. You have traitors. You have freaking all sorts of shit going on.
Oh my.
And the big antagonist has yet to show themselves. But everyone is fighting against one another when really they should be worried about something else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
All the politics.
Yeah.
For those who have read or seen it, it's giving Game of Thrones. It's giving freaking just complicated and juicy. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it!
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
and I also
so
love that it is as thick and chunky as it is, and there's also a second.
Yeah.
Is there also a third?
I think there's only 2.
Okay.
They're together, right? They're buds.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the other one is a prequel or a sequel.
I don't know either.
I don't know
but
either,
I know that they're a series.
They're together.
Yeah.
Their covers look the same, kind of, but different
colors.
Yeah, no, it's very, very good so far. I'm hooked. I'm very much invested in the story.
Excellent. And I'm really excited to read it when you're done.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. Oh my god.
And then you're going to have to finally buy the second one.
Truly. I mean, I've been wanting to forever.
You have.
But now I have a real reason.
Yeah.
You know?
After
having read it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And she has a whole series, like a 7-book series. So if after the end of this I'm like still loving it, come on, 7-book series, say less.
Come
so
on.
I'm probably gonna read that one day. Yeah, but anyway, I'm very excited to finish it. Oh, and also all of the main characters are women. Oh. We're getting another badass woman story.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love that.
Please. Right up my alley.
Love it!
Yeah, so we'll see if I can crank out 500 pages of it before next week to
I
give you a
believe in
review.
you. You did 300
try.
this week. So
I did, yeah.
You just gotta push a little harder.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Do better.
I'm loving it. It's very good.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, give me your last review, Sarah.
I also read in all of its entirety.
Yep.
In its entirety.
In all of it.
404 pages of Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. I don't actually know how to say her last name, so sorry.
Sounds great. I'm very excited about this because I want to read it, so now that you're done with it, I can.
Yeah, except you have other books to read, so settle down.
Listen, I'll make it happen one day.
Cool.
Anyway, what did you rate it, Sarah?
I gave it 4.5 stars.
That's good.
I know.
I've heard wonderful things about this.
It's so good.
Okay, well, give me a review. Tell me
Okay.
everything, except don't. You know?
Listen,
I'm listening.
witchy vibes, obviously.
Yes.
We all know that.
You were on a witch train this week.
I was. After I finished this book, I was like, I need more witches. So I had to start the
Bone witch.
Bone Witch, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like the Witch Collector, the Bone Collector.
The witch collector is the one that
It's a different one. Anyways, slow burn, enemies to lovers.
Ooh!
Come on. All
Come
the
on!
things that I really love.
Yes.
I love the story. It felt super, like, immersive. Her world building was great. And I was hooked literally immediately.
Yeah.
I stuttered so bad. Literally.
That's good. I love one that grabs you in quickly.
Yeah.
Draws you in quickly.
Yeah, and it was super easy to read, like, great writing style. I didn't feel like there was a single point in the book where I was like, come on, get on with it. I was never bored. There was, like, constant action, but it wasn't too much. There was always some scheming going on behind the scenes.
You're listing great things,
I know.
Sarah.
I'm going to tell you right now why I took a half a star away.
Please do.
The main female character is this witch that's being hunted, obviously. She is a badass. She has this big old name to her. Everyone knows who she is.
Yeah.
Except that no one knows who she is. Literally, no one. There's 2 people in the whole book who know who she is.
Like, they know her name, but they don't know the person.
Yeah, like, she has a reputation.
Yeah.
But she's being hunted. No one knows who she is.
Right.
Except the 2 people that she trusts. And I just feel like she didn't quite live up to the name that she had built for herself. Like, there were times when she acted like a damsel in distress rather than this big, powerful witch who everyone is terrified of.
Yeah.
And so that took half a star away from me.
Yeah. You wanted her to be a baddie.
Yeah.
Was she, like, a baddie sometimes?
Yeah. I would have taken probably a whole star away if she didn't have at least some redeeming moments. Like, there were times when I was like, yeah, girl, get it. You're so cool. I wish I could be you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were just a couple of points where I was like, ugh, quit being like that.
Relax.
The main male character, I love him. I really, really like him.
I love that.
Yeah.
And an enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Come on.
Back to enemies.
Oh shit.
Back to lovers.
Oh my
back to enemies.
God.
Back to lovers. Oh my god,
Shit.
come on.
Too much and not enough.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, good. I'm glad you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wish there was like just a little bit more, just a tiny hair more spice.
Yeah.
But overall, great book. Everyone should read it.
Okay.
It was so good.
That's awesome.
I didn't have super, super high expectations for it, even though everyone like raves about it, because I got it from Book of the Month, and all of the Book of the Month books that I've read, I'm like, ugh, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I have only read a handful, so I don't know how much I can speak to.
Same, but the ones that I have read, I've been like, ugh.
Yeah, there's only been like one, maybe 2 that I really, really loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fading in Blood was a Book of the Month book. I didn't get it from Book of the Month because they didn't have the pretty pages, but...
Yeah, but it was one.
Kristen Hannah's always on Book of the Month,
yeah.
So I guess I'm talking shit for no reason.
We just pick bad ones, so
Yeah.
really it's our fault.
It's us.
I haven't gotten Book of the Month in a hot minute. It's fine, I just would rather, like,
I'd rather
buy
go
books.
pick books
Yeah,
that I really
pick
want,
them out,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But, sweet, I'm glad you really liked it.
Yeah, and I'm
excited to
really
read it.
excited for you to read it, so we can chat more about it, because there's more that I want to say, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sure.
Oh, and I will say also that the plot twist at the end really got me. I was not expecting it at all.
Yeah.
And it definitely left room for a second book, so I hope that comes very soon so that I can read it.
Yeah.
And that it's as good as the first one.
I hope so. Lauren Roberts.
Did you know? I saw a video from her on TikTok. She's like young as fuck. She's 21.
Yeah.
And she wrote Powerless when she was like 16.
Dang, girl. It's giving SJM.
Yeah. But you wrote your second book when you were 21 and it kind of sucks.
It wasn't good, guys.
Go back to being 16. Way better.
Somebody said on TikTok that she knows that the second book like steered away from the main plot and that she's getting back to it in the third. And I'm like, that doesn't tell it. So? Like, it could have been the same story
sucked.
and it could have been far better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
I wasn't mad that it strayed away from the main story.
No, that wasn't why I was pissed.
I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
The writing just sucked.
I know. But anyway, that's not today's conversation.
No.
But I'm glad you like that one. I'm very excited to read it.
Yeah.
And that's all I got, girl.
Well, cool. I'm really excited to hear your final thoughts on the Orange Tree one.
Yeah.
So
I am loving it so far. So I am hoping. It's very interesting writing. I really like her writing, and she's sort of taken it to like the times that it would be. Like it's a sort of medieval speak, like the way that they talk to each other.
Yeah.
The dialogue is a little bit, like, I don't even know. I was going to give an example of medieval speak, but it's giving like old time royalty chatting because we're in freaking castles with royal people. And the way they address each other, I'm like, this is fun.
Nice.
It's immersive in that way, which I really enjoy. So yeah, I'll let you know.
I just imagine like how the people talk at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, basically.
Huzzah to the generous tipper!
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Basically. Well, and there's like old English words and stuff too that like it's too much. Old English is wild. Even more wild than current day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good. I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah, but what did you...
Oh,
shit, go ahead.
Fun check-in. Go ahead.
Sure was. I love a fun check-in full of lots of things. What did you all read this week?
Yes, if you finished any books, you gotta leave your rating in the comments.
Do it.
And if you read any of the books we talked about today, you gotta let us know how you felt about them.
Yeah, dogs. Yeah, dogs. How'd you feel about the Starling House footnotes?
Yeah, please. Tell me I'm not alone in
Are we
finding
dumb?
that weird.
Are we ignorant? Or... But any freaking who, thanks for hanging out with us for a minute.
Yeah, and we will freaking see you next week.
Yeah, dude. Happy reading.
Happy reading. Okay, bye.
Bye.